nipa lagi zambala nga seta kengen chancho lamdo gyurwa sijigi nyamlen dini temba lojong tse lojong ge tamsi lojong ge lapcha sete ta zawe sabje nga chengol ta ngoma lojong gi ta pagi chancho semjong ge phayin da degi de shene ben tonlen gi mi bata so she chane ta lagi zambata lang zawe sabje nga chengol nga chenani 다 아마 미바 제알에 다른다 네제 토르 좀 침바리 경연 장주 람도 교와 당보디 소소 지네 나자 아닌 갈긴 망보지 태여도 가라 삼로 동초 더니 뭐네잖아 그 갈긴지디 삼로 동초 했다니 셈내 대화도야 삼로 동초 그거니 디에네 배직 하게 장주 상기기 람도 아니베 장주 두야 람도 규투야 와다 덴리기 삼ling 규주 돈이 와다 디용의 지야 인자 다 디순 거라 디치 배내 첨부리 당보대야 아니 세지기 냠는 딘을 봐 덴리지 인디가라 나랑서 세지라 배 상기 고방세게 냠는 지 세지 간보 맞아 니자 찌기네나 지 가르소래 담보 꿀로니 세대 무지네 아니 죽와버도 아니 차상지 제 시거래 시기니 아니 로종에 로종 생인데 딘디지 레비나 와다 론 딘디지 장바래 세대 세지 아니 로종 찌디가라 땀치 숨고와 땀치디 쉬면 되죠 아니 니 초그 말해서 맞아 로종 지기에서 아니 류가 긴게서 칼을 단데 자샤이나 디 로종라 다단데 요 말이 어디 디게 제무지리 아니 로종을 납자 와다 지 장배초나 니 초그 말으세데 납자데 쉬게 침버리 와다 디디디 로종 기타페 투모메 개증이 거니 와다 와다 디디가라 당보스 너주 리빈 리뷰 거에서 경연 전주 남도 규를 세도 와다 직 디스무도 다디 가르쳐 거래 다 라마 첩에는 디레 치 살에 다 라마 첩에는 요래 다디 로종 ton리 미치르데 로종 ton리 마달라 자와 치가 튀면든 돈다 지바 임발라 치가 튀면든 자와 gemgol mo 로종 ton리 만한데 자와 숨고 터는 나서 자와 배 망보여레시 아니 그것이 체가왜 톰라도 수난체도 자디가라 애니 기투스기 답하게 진디케디 기두기 남저 만다와 치그 튀면든데 요르스리 티스무도와 디디가라 마란조 딘 노르샤잔데 딘디 섬당 겨 말에 어다티 마tumbo 요레 어다테게데 켄고에다 깨침버리 어다 겜고르무지 뉴올레 나디가라 자와 숨기 더 나서 만다시 숨도 유딘도 아니 치토토스 데브저마다 텐데도 아니 디 숨데 체게 말 세사마르도 여사레스 겸거름시 대수도 어디들이 어다디 라마체베나 가려여잖아 누주 디빈드비 용가데 민도동을 차서 벌기냐 랭엔 디부스비 유르도니 킹알람동로 워칭길로 세디가라 다치디 sem부 세부토용구도 와 디기 말한소 가자 나랄 람돈도 만도연디가라 과사티 오네 디송 꼬쳐송 개왕하면 일랭함바스 조송 다티 빼 아버조리 디나왜 레데 아니 냐웨 텔 냥이나 냐웨 동알 봐도 빼봐 로데 뒤서뭐 쉬우지인데게 텐데가라 만한지니 미 남자 미 레바단데 있는 가서 탑신 드라마를 찍기요래 이 동알 셀탑 찍기요래 됐을래야 단단민바디 아버중송 삼다나 동알 뛰기 삼로데 나기데 요르데 셈나데 동알데 추르로 사티기 갱엘람 전줄람도 그 삼로던 기와 땅투송 게지게다 어다도 스제네 까레이나 어다도 수고바제나 빼펜다요레스
page 81. This is how it is explained. Instructions concerning the 5 precepts that are factors of the training. Number 1 or A, transforming adverse circumstances into the path. B, the integrated practice of a single lifetime. C, the measure of having trained the mind. D, the commitments of mind training. E, the precepts of mind training. So after kind of going through introducing altruism and its benefits, and then practice of giving and taking through visualizations, now text goes on to the sort of higher level of practices. What you see here in 5 kind of point outline, transforming adverse circumstances into the path. In whatever kind of situations, difficulties, illness, problems that we face, although by kind of when we look at the problem itself, in itself it's a problem. There's an illness, disease, but it depends a lot on how you sort of embrace or received it mentally, and therefore kind of adverse circumstances or difficulties or problems or suffering, it can be definitely changed and transformed, and when you received it, you received it in a very positive way. So instead of suffering becoming a suffering, you can receive in a more kind of positive way. This this is more clearly kind of we find the same point more kind of detail mentioned in the Guru Puja text. There's a verse in which begins with basically the same understanding here, when the entire environments kind of turn up as all kinds of problems and suffering. Then Lama should be along the Karsan Beja.
Nachu deepin tibu yonkade, minde zongal chadram, babkirkam. Lengen tibu sebi, yurtomni, yengen landolong watchingilo, yengan baimbe, chanchu landolong watchingilo.
So the entire universe, basically the sentient beings, the sentient beings and the environment where you live, if everything kind of turns into something kind of destructive, something against you, and when you encounter all of this as if falling off the rain of suffering and problems, and at that time how you visualize and how you respond is look at these difficulties and problems as if you are experiencing the result of your karmic action. So may I be blessed to kind of encounter in a positive way. So here it's talking about transforming adverse circumstances into the path, your spiritual path. And as we mentioned before, whatever sufferings that practitioners face, illness, difficulties, problems, instead of just kind of looking those problems as a problem and then therefore kind of suffer, when you look at the suffering with a totally kind of different mindset, attitude, the effect or the impact would be totally different. So when you face the suffering or illness, instead of kind of just getting stressed out or depressed, you can look at the suffering or illness and then respond in a very positive, optimistic way, such as I'm glad that now I'm experiencing this kind of my karmic result while I'm a human being. While I'm a human being, I have abilities, mentally, different facilities, different method, technique to deal and to make suffering less severe. But I won't be. Otherwise, I won't be able to kind of decrease the level of intensity of suffering if, say, I experience this kind of suffering in the lower rebirth, such as animal or hell or hungry ghost. You won't be able, the duration would be too long, lack of intelligence. They don't possess what we human possess. So, looking at it with a very positive, optimistic kind of way, and then kind of gladly embracing it. I'm happy to kind of have this. So. And with that kind of outlook, even though the problems, difficulties you are facing is in itself difficult, but you can reduce a lot by changing your outlook or your mindset. So that's the the first point here: transforming adverse circumstances into their path. And the second one, integrated practice of a single lifetime. How the entire practice can be practiced within a one lifetime. And we can still kind of shorten that, and how entire practice can be, say, put into 12 hours or 24 hours. And then third important point, the measure of having trained the mind, and what are the kind of the measures, the limitations, of whether your mind is trained well or not. And then next, fourth point, the commitments of mind training. What are the commitments that you should be following? Simply saying that I'm practicing mind training and then kind of engaging in reckless behavior doesn't work. You have you has to have restrictions within your behavior, what should be allowed and what shouldn't be. And finally, the precepts of mind training. Once you are in the practice of mind training, there are precepts, advices, or instructions that one must follow. So this commentary is actually the commentary of at the beginning of your text. You see this short text, 7-point mind training. So this itself is the commentary to the 7-point mind training. And 7-point mind training, the actual the root text, there is a slight differences in terms of some vocabulary, the length, because 7-point mind training, when Geshe Chekawa gave this teaching, it was sort of a note by his students. So His Holiness, when he gave teachings in New York City, he was saying there, according to him, he found at least 3 different types of this same root text of 7-point mind training, and some are a little different in terms of using a vocabulary, or but however, when we see the differences, we shouldn't be perceived differences as something contradictory, different, and there might be more kind of out there, more root text which is different from what we have now.
다 느낀지 지테 미기쥐 반데 신도 동진 주기 sem진 삼유 뇨몰레메 제유 랭은 소발레 매진 디 유진이 나쇼라 아가웨 러루 중보 남 투섭 예네스 다디 질 최디 열라 너체망 다 장주기 sem주 로정 제간라 너체 망하지 개버도 디징기 람 최고로 주바 남라 우거니 나소니 경인 룬진데 간데스 춘 딘라와 지기 최고로 주나 갈킨 튠킨도 캐시 바르추 트로수 캐시 너제 양 에게웨 신인도 캐시웨 고니 우검나 경인 장축 두베 트로수 차데스 gewe shingin jengawe jane shaopala ke lojon la kingen trosu char dunga dewar ngosar che sumbatar kotati chik i tang ngone samlong ma kengen janju lamdu gyur shingin ji gomba jebaina tenden di yongware pena nga zonde je mi tape 가서래 lab chimbu janjugi semgi payun ma thongge janjugi semla ngwa mendege dindi kansa chike lene chuya khona mare ngoni chana ta ngone jik dus chene samlotan na den di thola babya yundegin chita khatang yundegin chita chacha kyatma chari ore di ndugala ngone kengen 장주 람도 삼로 아버지다 로종 기 장주기 샘기 파윤당 장주기 샘기 윤된당 아니 즉 딜라 getting 수능 랍치무 사와에 배게 쳐버리 보다 두시 인디가라 즉다 디니 룽알 대화 용서 룽알 대화 조당에 요 말이지 삼ling 유로에 토니 아니 룽알데라 아니 동고 쳤어 섬섬지 덴덴 용두예요. 배나 경고름지 있습니다. 미지 세존래 소돌란 레기 팀이 팀펀데게 미지라 아니 배 누구들이 지네 아니 배 소도텔 두고이나 가서 끼게 때 손에지 마랑도 되지 콘도 주주제네 마랑도 아니 배 냐와게 레디 센딜라 아니 배 민바이나 야부중소 삼바지 덴댕이 가서 키트 부르와 어다 때손에지 오네 삼로땅도 나니 펜도 용구리스 펜도 덴댕이어레스 펜도 맹겐지 땐 말이 유란다 당아주 곰리충 소난 멤버 아니 남적이 잘 렘마도 세면로 다 마시비 된 돈이 다디 롤 마람바 덴댕이 용구와 디어 인상 상회 담바 제버자 세대 로종 치게면 나테 상회 담바 숨고와 상회 담바 숨고야 돼 롤라 마슈글라 미셰야 롤레 추게마도 셰미초 인상 상회 담바 숨고와 년가 덴댕이요
Transforming adverse circumstances into the path. This has two parts, the brief and the elaborate explanations. The text says, when the environment and its inhabitants overflow with the unwholesomeness, transform adverse circumstances into the path to enlightenment. So the text here refers to 7-point mind training. The environment is filled with the circumstantial results of the 10 unwholesome actions, and the sentient beings who inhabit it think of nothing but disturbing emotions and do nothing but unwholesome deeds. For these reasons, the gods, nagas, and hungry spirits who favor such black actions are invigorated and increase in their power and strength. As a result, spiritual practitioners in general are troubled by many interferences, and those who have entered the door of the great vehicle are beset by various adverse factors. Under such circumstances, if you engage in this kind of practice and are able to transform hostile influences into conducive factors, to see opponents as supporters and harmful elements as spiritual friends, you will be able to use adverse conditions as supporting factors in the achievement of enlightenment. In this context, Geshe Chenga was said to Geshe Shawoa, quote, "It is amazing that your disciples of mind training take support from adverse factors and experience sufferings as happiness," unquote. So, as you can see, what's mentioned here, transforming, adverse or problems, sufferings into a spiritual path, or basically something positive. And although there is no way that, literally we are not saying that a problem is changing into kind of suffering is changing into happiness. Literally, we are not saying that. But the way you, kind of use your thought, attitude, you can definitely make a change in the differences here. And His Holiness kind of used this example somebody who is saving just his one finger, you know, sacrificing one finger for his life, he would be that kind of a person would be totally kind of happy to cut off one of his finger in order to save her life. And the same thing can be applied to when we look at the suffering. Look at the bigger picture and then sacrificing and able to understand. And so Geshe-la saying individual like himself who doesn't have much practice of altruism, and without having any experiences, it is not it is beyond his understanding or ability. And but somebody who is seriously thinking about and into this kind of practice, it has there's a definitely a benefit and meaning in there, and of course immense accumulations of positive merits. And we can say that why this seems to be beyond our ability. Some reason might be because we are not so much familiar with this kind of attitude, concepts or practice, or we are lacking intelligence or wisdom in order to kind of have this kind of understanding. So for these reasons, we see in the 8 virtues of training the mind, we see that it says that kind of instruction is this kind of instruction is secret instruction. Sometimes this kind of instruction, when given openly to the public, lack of proper understanding could become something risky. It might sometimes bring harm. So we will stop here for today. Stopping early.
오예 다들인 디와세미세 마당스와 nga pagi lega tungdo karachi so ani ta hatani jamadi nichida nga parwa
je china nga der
hatani niba sumbani la ji omgeji lamna samgdos kaso tuchi kana ani nga so di jirja cheni 당에 라베다 하더니 일라라 그러더니 미 카셰기 디 로기 디 옴제기 난디덴디니나 카프게기 저기나 땐덴 펜디오로 가서 지리 지자체도 곰제기는 때마다 미숨데 대바 잠기리 옴 사주 지용 말했어 성것도 없이
하더니는 진짜 걸어 진짜 사변바
사니마니 레기로 왔다 이 어떤 사니마니 인도입니다 지당가 받텔라
사니마 지금 마시면도
지금도 민데
드린다를 접겨로 엔터니 생각 마시면도 아다리니 생각하사 아다리니 생각하러
대는 너 대니 가래 근데 어다 니마치 텔레나다 또 루긴데 상태 좀 말아보지 가서 두두지티 되는 니마치 텔라
다리니 생각하더라고요.
아니 지다 담배터리 찔라니
두고에다리지
나중에 어디 들어와 아니 발라네
나중에 두고에다리지 되고 모친 세션 뒤로 나중에
어디 원무드 세션 됐어.
So Geshe saying we're going to stop early today, and for next Sunday, that is 25th of this month, and then the 1st June, he's going to talk, about meditation. Not so much about physical postures, but more about kind of how to do a meditation, the inner meditation. So. But instead of just people who want to attend the teachings, it would be good to do some reading based on the book. Two books that you can use for your kind of resources. So the first book is The Liberation in the Palm of Your Hand that we studied before. The section where text deals with the concentration or meditation, and then the other book that is a book by Calm Abiding and Special Insight. Keshe Gudin Lodi. The entire book is about meditation, so you can use these two books, read together, and then coming to teachings would be helpful.
You have some books in your store. Do you have that particular book?
I think I do have maybe two.
Could you bring
or three.
the copies? And
Sure.
I'll buy one.
Sure. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I'll bring some copy if I have here.
So to clarify, the next 2 Sundays, there's not going to be a teaching on the Lojong text?
It's meditation.
Okay.
Yeah, just meditation issues.
Saturday 로정
Yeah.
말해.
Saturday is same this text, but Sunday meditation next to Sunday.
And then the second Sunday, the June 1st, that's Introduction to Buddhism?
거기에서 다시
So we are going to first Sunday is introduction. So for that he's going to do a meditation.
Second Sunday then on the year 사가다와 기도와 자파상자들 초지부 사가다와 자편배자는 지금의 참지적 것은 그대로 좀 불리한 자라지는 불리하대. 아니 자니마가 가르쳐부터 딱이는 맞었대. 이긴도 자니마 딸이 버지 주주 집중지거래. 딸이 정말 집중지거래.
There is John Logwe. Sanima nibalan sanima sumbaruda. Sanima thangbo de tari chigredo. Niwa de tari ge sumba de tari chonga. Ta tari chigde thangbo de kom kolro en tari ge chonga en tari nis.
아니 자니마 니바데라 당보들 디마제지 니바데다 니니라 니바데라 나중에 제시한 리사라
So we're saying maybe the introduction to Buddhism postponed, pushed to next Sunday, that is 8, June 8.
When is Sagadawa?
Sagada, you say 15th?
15th.
There is John Relan.
달종 딸이 니키고라 자파상 키고라
Sapasa.
자파상을 position
Position there is Sapasan, there is Chopke, there is Nishuri Joksumre.
축숨인지로
Probably 13. 13, he's saying it's on Friday. So 15,
이제도 초지 당마다 미간가 내가요
so 추조가절 초다.
추저 두바지랑 아빠 두바질 당나
So around 6 p.m. on that Friday, Geshe said he's going to do a talk offering a prayer here. So
자니마들 눈에 저거지 당 반반
and on Friday, those people who can come, but most people will be probably working. So if they want to come and participate, talk offering at 6, and then Saturday he's going to do a brief Nyungne, retreat, a fasting retreat on Saturday. 진짜 뒤주들 지기로 그래.
어떻게 뭐만 지겨 됐어.
Yeah.